Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog at stampwithelaine.com. This week I'm continuing with the Windmill Fields dies, but I'm going to be using the bigger windmill, which uses this die and these two dies. The sentiment comes from the timeless tulips. I wanted a small happy birthday, and this is still current, and the lovely labels pick a punch. The papers are so lovely that I decided I'd use the other piece for inside the card, and this detail here comes from the other bundle in the Tulip Fields suite, which is on page 14 to 17. The Flowering Tulips bundle, these are the dies that go with it, and I think they're called tulip dies. The card base is in rich raspberry, and it's 5 7/8 inches by 8 1/4 inches. In metric, that's 14.5 by 21 centimetres and folded in half. The matte layer is in So Saffron. It's 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/2. In metric, that's 9.5 by 13.5 centimetres. And also a basic white one with the same measurement, 3 3/4 by 5 1/2, 9.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. To die cut the elements for the windmill, you need say about 3 1/4 inch of crumb cake cardstock, because the die from here to here 3 and a bit. If you put it straight up, you can't, so it has to be in an angle, and you want this detailed element with the adhesive sheet behind it. So one has got an adhesive sheet and the other doesn't. So run it through your machine with a normal sandwich. Your standard sandwich will be platform 1, the thin die adapter platform 2, your first platform 3 base cutting plate, followed by the cardstock, and then the top platform 3 plate, and then you run it through the die cutting machine. Now the reason why I've done one with the adhesive backing sheet and not the other is so that the one without is at the bottom and it will still spin without sticking to the card itself. Now there are attachments for this take-a-pick tool, so I'm using this brush to remove all the little debris inside the fans of the windmill. So we'll take that off. This is the bit with the adhesive backing, and place it on top here. Marry up the holes and make sure that that's in line with the one on the bottom, and then everything else will follow. Peel this off and pop that on top of this windmill. Poke a hole through there. We need a 1/2 inch strip of rich raspberry. Take the lovely labels Pick a Punch. I'm going to use this one here. I don't know, should I use this one or this one? Pop it in, it's only 1/2 inch, and then make sure it's aligned. Yeah, I'll use that one. There are 2 patterns you can use. One is the scalloped edge one, and this is a flatter one. And you can create labels 1/2 inch wide. I think that's 1 1/2, and that's 2 inches. So you can matte layer them if you wish. To stamp the sentiment on this, I white embossed it, so you'll need Versamark ink and the Essentials Basics embossing powder. I'm going to use an embossing buddy to tap onto the place I want to emboss, and that prevents static and any embossing powder sticking to your cardstock. Ink up the stamp and stamp. Unfortunately, Stampin' Up don't carry the embossing buddy anymore, so sprinkle it with the Essentials Basics white embossing powder. You'll need a heat tool. As I live in the UK, this has got a UK plug. Set that aside. I'm using the Tulip Fields 12 by 12 designer series paper. These have got tulips, and on the reverse is something abstract. I'm going to trim the pattern paper to 3 5/8 by 5 3/8, and in metric that will be 9 centimeters by 13 centimeters. Apply adhesive on the back. Stay away from the edges, because when you place this on the cardstock, it will spread out. Adhere it to your card base. We'll now need to use the round and square brads. Just take a small round one. I actually made these dividers. They don't come in the box like this. They're all mixed up. Grab my windmill, pop that through the hole, front and back. Spread these out. I might need a wire cutter because the prongs are too long, so I'm going to have to cut it off. I've popped dimensionals on the back. Just take the backing paper off, and I'm going to pop this windmill so that the blades don't extend beyond the card, and then that can spin. Put some dimensionals on the back of this sentiment as well. And then trim off the end. Take off the backing tape and pop the sentiment up here. I'm going to trim this down to 5 1/2. Apply adhesive to the inside so I won't waste the paper. Glue it to the inside like so. And I'm going to use this die from the tulips die in the other bundle to cut an aperture here. I'll be back. Now I've die cut that, I can glue this onto my card base. So there's the card completed. This one spins, and that's the inside. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and I'll see you next time. All the links to the supplies are below this video in the Show More section. You can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching. Bye.